Hello students, hope you are safe and sound at home. We shall begin our next chapter of political, that is judiciary. We'll start with the introduction. What is judiciary? Judiciary is the system of court that interprets, defends and applies the law in the name of the state. In the previous chapter, we have learnt about law, that no one is above the law because law is supreme. What the people should do in the case of unpopular law? If people feel that the rules and law that have been implemented are unpopular or controversial, not in their favor, they can approach in the court for their rights because court is head and supreme. So people can knock the door to seek justice and court will provide the justice, safety and preserve their right as well. State has three organs: legislature, executives and judiciary. Legislature are the responsible to make the laws and rules. Executives are responsible to implement the law. Judiciary, they provide justice to people for their rights. Next topic is, what is the role of judiciary? Courts take decisions on very large number of issues. They can decide that no teacher can beat a student. If particular teacher does, that strict action would be taken against that teacher. Judiciary can be divided into the following. First is disputes resolution. Judiciary system provide a mechanism or types of process to resolve the disputes between citizen and government, between two state and government, and between center and the state government. Next is judicially review. Judiciary has to see the law has been made are correct or wrong. If Parliament pass the law, it believes that these are a violation of the basic structure of the Constitution. This is called judicially review. Next is upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. The presence of fundamental rights, every common man can claim or approach in the court if they believe that their fundamental rights are exploited or violated. For example, we can take in the class 7th book, you have read about Hakim Sheikh. He was farmer. He fell down from the moving train. He got injured. When he refused to get treatment in many hospitals, his condition became so critical. Here we can see that fundamental rights were disobeying. All the citizens have the right to live. Eventually, Supreme Court heard all this and passed the right to health in Article 21 that provides every citizen the fundamental right to life. Next topic is, what is independent judiciary? Imagine a situation: a powerful politician has captured your land which belongs to your family. What will you do in this condition? Will you go to police station? If they didn't hear, then what will you do? You will go to court. Suppose the politician is so powerful that he can appoint or dismiss the judge from his office. When you take this case to court, the judge will be in the favor of politician. We are just doing imagine. Suppose if it would happen in reality, then it would be injustice and partiality for common citizen. That is why judiciary is independently. Next topic is, what is the structure of courts in India? There are three levels of government in our country. First, Supreme Court. It is the apex and topmost court in India, located in New Delhi and presided by the Chief Justice of India. Decisions are made by Supreme Court. Current Chief Justice of India is Sharad Arvind Bobde. Second level is High Court. It is the highest court in the state. Each state has a high court. Next is district court. Each and every district is consist of a district court in a state or union territory. Most of the people interacted with this court. It is usually at district or tehsil level. Different level of courts connected to each other? Yes, there are. In India, we have an integrated judicial system, meaning the decisions are made by higher courts and it is followed by lower courts. Appellate system. A person can appeal to the higher court if lower court don't heard their voice. Here is the story about the Lakshman Kumar and Sudha Goyal. They married in February 1980. They lived in a flat Delhi with Lakshman's brother and their family. On 2nd December 1980, Sudha died in the hospital due to burns. Her family filed a case in court. When this case was heard in the trial court, four of her neighbors were called in as a witness. They stated that on that night, December 1st, they had heard Sudha screamed and has forced their way into Lakshman's flat. They saw Sudha standing with sari in flames. They extinguished the fire by wrapping Sudha in blanket. Sudha told them that her mother-in-law Shakuntala had poured kerosene oil on her and that husband Lakshman had lit the fire. Sudha's family and some of the neighbors stated that Sudha's mother-in-law used to torture him, that they were demanding more cash, a scooter and the fridge on birth of first child. As a part of their defense, Lakshman and his mother stated that Sudha's sari had accidentally caught fire while she was heating milk. On the basis of these other evidences, the trial court convicted Lakshman, his mother Shakuntala, and his brother-in-law Subhash Chandra and sentenced all three of them to death. In November 1983, the three accused went to the High Court to appeal against the verdict of the trial court. The High Court, after hearing the arguments of all the lawyers, decided that Sudha had died due to an accidental fire caused by the kerosene stove. Lakshman, Shakuntala, and Subhash Chandra were acquitted or declared innocent. In 1985, the Supreme Court heard the appeal against the acquittal of Lakshman and two members of his family. The Supreme Court heard the argument of the lawyers and reached a decision that different from that of High Court. They found Lakshman and his mother guilty, but acquitted the brother-in-law Subhash because they did not have enough evidence against him. The Supreme Court decided to send the accused to the prison for life. Next topic is the difference between criminal law and civil law. Criminal law is all about the public misdeeds and branches, and civil law is all about crimes in which parties are involved in the crime. According to criminal law, only limited appeals can be done, and the civil law, both the parties have the right to conduct appeals. Third point, in this law, fines are given to state. On the other hand, the compensations are given to the individuals. Next topic is, does everyone have access to the courts? Every citizen of India has a right to justice. Citizens can approach and appeal in the court. If any citizen believes that their rights are being violated or exploited, then they can approach the court for their justice to be heard. If we see in reality, for approaching the court is very difficult for the poor in India because this procedure is very expensive. It takes too much time to be done for them. People in the village, those who are illiterate, can't appeal for their justice in the court. In response to this, Supreme Court has announced the system that is PIL, Public Interest Litigation, in 1980. Litigation means legal process. The purpose of PIL, Public Interest Litigation, was for their fundamental rights and to get justice for the people, especially the poor people, those who are living in village. PIL also implement midday meal, especially in school. The purpose was providing food in cheaper price. Article 21 says all the citizens have a right to live. But later, in Article 21, also included right to food. It has to take a certain step to provide food for all, including the midday meal scheme. Another issue that court take longer years and longer time, even years and years, to solve one case. It affects the common person's justice. Justice denied, the phrase is often used. However, in spite of there is no denying that the judiciary has played a crucial role in democratic system of court in the key features of democracy. With this, we wind up this chapter, Judiciary. Thank you.